and they just played everything off, as good as they could. And while they were taking me to church and they were being fake, I was actually taking it in because that was my only faith to even go on every day. So I used to have dreams of this one angel, and it was a woman, and she was blonde hair, beautiful, but she used to come to me. She used to come to me every night, and to me, I would just wake up, okay, I'm ready to deal with another day.
She's sort of like your fairy godmother, it sounds like.
Yeah, it almost seemed.
Yeah. Just that sort of subconscious release, maybe, that there's someone that's good.
And then knowing one day I'll be able to look past it. Because either way I was going to try to get out. Either way I was going to leave the foster home. So.
Did you ever think about committing suicide?
No. But I had a problem with people. I was very insecure, nervous to be around people. Going, to school was such anxiety for me because, for one, I didn't fit in. For two, I didn't have good grades. For three, everybody knew I was being molested because it was in the newspaper. So it was just real hard to deal with at that age. And then puberty hits and you're about to, become a woman. And there's so many different men look at you as meat. And that was very hard for me to deal with because you want to be liked, but not ready for it, not ready for that. So.
Did your family ever get arrested? Were they ever arrested or prosecuted?
My father was arrested. He was arrested for, I think he did 8 months. Molested my foster sister as well.
And he was arrested for sexual abuse or raping?
Sexual abuse.
Yeah.
But my mother, I didn't tell on her because I didn't think a woman could molest. I think a man could do that. So she was almost scared that I was going to tell on her. She used to make me sleep with her and take showers with her, make me sleep in only my underwear. When she used to touch, I'd tell her, I don't like that. Could you stop? And she'd say, I just like to feel your baby skin. At that time, I thought that's what moms do. But as I got older, I started to realize she would make me take showers with her when I was 12. Something's not right,
And then she's making you dress up like a prostitute,
yeah.
So she's fully aware of how old you are and your sexuality and
that's right.
Messing you up.
Drift off in school, their teachers would send notes to my foster parents saying that, she daydreams too much, and she would say, oh, maybe it's about boys. She would tell the teacher she's probably dreaming about boys. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about that. She just...
You were just daydreaming about what? Something better.
I was traumatized. I was scared. I was always thinking about what is going to happen back to the house. What kind of day is she having that she might hit me? I think about just things that I was going through. And it's like she took away my innocence because I still wanted...
You probably still wanted her to be some real mother for you, because there she was and you're in the house.
I still wanted to be a little girl. Yeah. I wasn't ready to be grown. I wasn't ready to deal with what wasn't in store for me.
So did she and your foster father or your adoptive father so they got divorced and then she got a boyfriend and that's when the boyfriend said Beverly has to go?
Well, after they had found out that it was in the newspaper and
Mhm.
he went to jail for being molested, for molesting me, she thought that she was shocked and she didn't know. And then she went and got a new boyfriend. So she kept telling me, see what you did, you messed this family up. See what you, because you went and told you messed this family up. Because she was scared that she wasn't going to get money because he had to leave the house. He couldn't be in the house. And she was scared, like, oh, well, now I'm not going to have money to remodel my house and get, go shopping like I like to. And she actually tried to make me feel bad. She sometimes come to me crying and say, don't you feel so bad what you did? And she expected me to cry and say, yes, but deep down, I knew that was the right thing because I can't live in the same house with somebody who I trusted or I thought was my father to do the things that she did. But she wanted me to feel bad because she was scared I was going to tell on her.
Did he rape you?
No. She sent me out in the streets and I was actually raped by some boy down the street. I came home with blood everywhere and my mom didn't even ask me.
Wow.
She didn't ask me anything. She didn't care.
She probably knew what had happened to you.
I think so.
Well, and that you were suffering at the hands of your dad was like physical abuse, he's punching you, and verbal abuse, or?
My mom did more of the hitting on me. My father did more of the hitting on my brother. I did everything else but the dishes. And it was a school night. And she woke me up at 3 a.m, beating on me, telling me I have to go downstairs and do dishes, dragging me by my hair, everything. Just because the dishes weren't done.
Wow. Do you know where she is right now?
No.
I'm sure you don't care. As far away from you as possible. Beverly, did you, when did you leave, I guess, the state custody? When did you go out on your own? Did someone traffic you, or did you run away, or what was your situation after that time?
I had gotten pregnant with my kid's father, and I was about 16, and I left around 16.
So your child's father was in the group home with you, or in that area?
I met him through high school.
Through high school? Okay. So you guys at high school together?
Yeah.
And so now you're 16 and you have a child. Where are you living at this point, or what's going on?
I was in a foster home at the time, but I was scared they were going to try to take my son, so me and him went to go live on the reservation with his aunt.
So you and your son went into the Foxwoods Reservation?
Me and my kid's father. I was pregnant.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Were you looking at him as your boyfriend at that point, or just you guys weren't romantic anymore? I mean, he's your boyfriend at that time.
We were going together, but at the time I wasn't aware of his family. His family, actually, his father used to pimp, and he used to always try to keep me from like being around people. He was always, scared for me to meet his family and stuff. And I said, I don't understand what the problem is. And when I met them, I found out they beat their girls. They have other women on the side. They just basically all pimp. That's their big thing to do. And that's why my kid's father was scared for me to be around them.
To get into that.
I wasn't aware of that lifestyle. I didn't know nothing about that. I knew what my mom had tried to do to me, and that was already violation. But when I had found out what his family does and how forceful they are with women, I had never experienced that before. So it was it was hard for me to deal with, but I thought that they would have some kind of respect for me, the fact that I am his
girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have his child.
Right.
Did they?
They didn't. They actually after I had no place to go, they had me come and stay with them, and they told me I would be safe and everything would be okay. I told them if I could get a job. They said, yeah, you can get a job, and they put me out. They told me that this is the money that I have to make. They had somebody come down, and it was a girl, come and show me how basically to have sex.
How old was that girl?
She is probably about 30.
So you just had your son? Or were you still pregnant at the time?
This was actually recently.
Oh, this is recently?
Yeah.
So when you were 16 and you had your son, you were living with your boyfriend's family on the reservation, the Foxwoods Indian Reservation. Okay. In a house, an apartment, your own place?
In a house.
Okay, with them?
Yeah.
With his all extended family?
Yeah.
And dad?
His stepmother actually prostitutes, and I wasn't aware of that until I moved in.
So his stepmother is a prostitute?
Yes.
And his father basically
was
is a pimp? Is his dad still alive?
Yes.
Yeah? And is this still going on?
Yes.
So where do you live now?
I put myself into the emergency room, so they have me in a program in New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
Basically to help me get into a substance abuse treatment program and to get my kids home, because they're currently in tribal care in a foster home.
So do things on the reservation that's different than the outside world? I don't know about it.
Totally different.
Okay.
Totally different. It looks like glamour. It looks like everybody has money and people are successful, but they're actually not.
Do people on the outside come in and pick up the prostitutes inside the reservation, or
Yes.
it's all just going on within the reservation?
It's a lot of secrets, but it's all types of people, family members, friends. They go into the reservation and pick up these girls, give them drugs, feed them nothing but drugs. Very rarely you eat, just to stay trim.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that what was happening with you after you had
Yes.
your son?
Yes.
Well, it wasn't long after you had your son that you got pregnant again, if you have a
Right.
5 and a 4-year-old.
Right.
And so you're pregnant. Are you safe, so to speak, when you're pregnant? Are you kind of off limits? They can't there? Or no?
I've seen them with pregnant girls more than a few times. But they didn't do that to me because they waited till my kid's father went to jail. Then they started trying to put their hands on me, telling me,
Okay, so they didn't try to pimp you out right away.
no,
Okay, and only until he wasn't around to sort of
Yes.
speak up for you.
that's right.
And what year was that, do you know?
That was this year.
Okay. Just 2007?
Yeah,
Okay. So, and your boyfriend's incarcerated right now?
yes.
Okay. And do you know how long he's going to be in jail?
He's been in for 5 years, so he'll be home probably 2 months from May.
So he didn't just go into jail last year?
No.
Okay. So he went in 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in that time period,